Morning people. So I'm on shift today and it is freezing. Like, today is freezing. It's -3 in sunny Southampton. I'm in Botley obviously already, as I said yesterday, Botley Green. To give you some reference, it's so cold, there's like ice inside my window. I don't know if that happens to you guys, but it's super annoying. Ice on the outside's okay, but inside's fucking. So doing some embankment work, traffic marshalling, geared up, got all my boots in the boot, or in the back, all the others listening, and high vis and everything, helmets there. Just gonna make my way there, but this is the daily life. See how the shift goes, but it's fairly same every single site. And I think this site is actually closing up, so it shouldn't be as, busy and hectic. There's not loads of like pallets coming in, no lorries coming in. It should be alright. It should be pretty chill. But just getting up early, this is like the normal thing. This is what we do, because we don't want to finish at 5. We want to finish at 5:30, The latest I'll finish will be 4:30. The latest. And you avoid all the traffic. And there's some of you drivers out there hate traffic like me. I just like to be inside during this time of day. Peak times. Well, what I'm going to talk about is pretty much the choices that I've made in the past year or two when it comes to plumbing and my decisions with work. So going back to when we spoke about 2022 and I started my plumbing diploma with Eastleigh, that's just a level 2 diploma, so I still have to complete my MVQ. And the MVQ is like a top up. Top up is pretty much, it gets you on site, it gets you a blue card, so you become a junior plumber in that aspect. And once you complete that, you'll be on a different rate. So obviously it's not going to be higher than your average like labouring role, because an apprentice plumber is an apprentice plumber. It's an apprentice position, so the money isn't great for a little while, but obviously we're working long term. So that idea itself, it didn't sit with me very well, because I was thinking, how am I going to do the other things in my life, like in my personal life? For example, we're getting married, being with buying a house and living with my girlfriend. So how am I going to do those things, and how am I going to save and prepare in this year with a £12,000 a year job? It's not going to happen. So that entire time, from let's say end of 2023, I want to say that, or beginning of 2024, I started saving hard. Like, I haven't saved millions, obviously. I haven't saved like loads, but I've saved a lot to get me into property. So I've just worked and worked, and to do that I had to kind of bite the bullet and kind of say no to being an apprentice for just a little while. And I can't tell you why, because I can excel a lot further in my culture if I get married first. Anyway, I know what people are going to say, culture's backwards or whatever, or just get married, bros, or whatever you like. But no, I can't live with the person and be whoever I want to be, or content create, or do anything I like. The opportunities are kind of limited when you're in your family home. Unless I want to be in my own home with my own wife, I can do whatever I like. So first thing is, for me, I know I'm babbling a little bit. The first thing for me is to sort out my work and my money situation, but also my personal situation. So I had to pretty much get a generalized job for like 6 months, which is I was a stores clerk inside a aviation company, and that was like it was a weekly paid role, but it was the same amount of money, and I knew I had 6 months work. It was Monday to Friday, and that helped me save a lot, and so it was good money, and I just saved, and I used that role, even though I wasn't progressing with plumbing in that aspect. It's a completely different field, you know. It's like stores clerk, but that allowed me to save and allowed me to become a bit more stable financially. And now that 6 month contract's ended, I just pretty much went back to labouring and being on a site. And once I was on site, I realised, shit, I'm going to need some stable money in order to get a house and a mortgage. But my idea of a mortgage is a little bit different to your generalised one. I don't really want to get a large mortgage. I'd rather either just get 50%. If not that, then I would, get even smaller, 25% share of a house, and then just release the equity and use it as a stepping stone to do whatever I like with. I don't like the idea of being tied down, like ball and chain, to the banks, pretty much. The freedom isn't there to grow. The freedom isn't there to move around or have funds available whenever you like. So the idea of a mortgage to me is really, really outdated. Like, I don't like it at all. Even though renting is not actually that much better, but you know what I mean. There's other ways of living. And I'm not just talking about off-grid living or stuff like that. But that's the end goal. But I know that's going to take a couple of good years of working hard and saving. Not necessarily being like a hippie, but if you want to become fully off-grid, then there's so much to do, and people just think it's cheap. It's not cheap. So, but that's the end goal. But I do need to have some kind of career, some kind of money-making job opportunity. So becoming a plumber is a priority, but also getting married and having some stable income for me is a priority. And I aim to do that this year. So I have applied for a few other jobs just to get me through this year. But the main plan is to become a qualified plumber, eventually go out on my own, but also get onto site, be with the firm for a few years. I'm playing a long game. So it's not like I'm talking to you about this get rich quick scheme or hey guys, try this, hey try this. No. I'm just documenting my journey and my life on YouTube, because YouTube for some reason loves to hear about it, and I want to kind of give an insightful opinion and an experience for you guys to relate to. I know there's probably a lot of guys out there like me. If you are in the UK economy, need I say any more? It's not a really friendly place for starting out your career if you're a little bit late. Of course, there's always opportunity. I'm not going to complain. It's definitely better than some countries. It's definitely like not what it used to be as well. But I can tell you now that it has its difficulties. I have my quality of life because I moved back home. It's just about okay, because luckily we're stronger together, but it's not sunshine and rainbows for everyone, and I want to kind of give that realistic feeling to people and explain to you the reality of like life. This is my life. So I'm not lying about anything, and I'm not trying to tell any half-truths about anything. So this is me in a nutshell. But I'm going down the M27. I have to drive like 20-30 minutes a day. This is my first day back after a little while, so I'm a little bit more tired than usual. I'm feeling the cold, but hey, this is normal. This is life, and I'm sure it will get warm soon anyway. I'm already starting to notice the days are getting longer, which is crazy because we're in January. It always confuses me. I always thought January was like deep winter. I'm sure they're doing something with the weather. Hey, we'll talk about that another day. But as I'm making my way now, guys, so I'm almost like there. But I just wanted to come back in and tell you guys where I was financially and mentally and what's going on with my life. So I am actually applying for other jobs, and I'm trying to get a more stable role again. So for at least 6 months I can secure a mortgage. Once we move in together, once we get married, we can decide what we like to do. I'll have a little bit more stability. We'll be covering each other's costs, and then we can help each other, and I can become an apprentice and move on with my career. So that's the kind of only way I can do it. I know right now I'm not paying for anything much at home, but I don't want to do that for a long period of time. I don't want to be at home. I'm 28 years old, so I want to move out, and I want to also have my wife, and I want to have my career pretty much sorted by 30 minimum. So be married, have a house, and have my career sorted by 30. Those are the goals. They're not crazy goals. They're just realistic goals that I have to work hard towards. There's no quick way round. I just have to do the work, and that's what a lot of life is, just doing the work day in, day out. As mundane as it sounds, it's not pretty. It's just what life is, and you can see outside through my window what life is. Right? And even though there's a beautiful sunset, I can see sunrise in front of me. You just have to kind of be patient sometimes. That's what this past few years have taught me, to be patient and to execute when you know the time is right. And now I'm getting closer and closer to my goal. I'm not as unhappy, you know what I mean? I'm not as erratic or sweating to get my things done. It's just, if it happens, not if it happens, when it happens, it'll happen. But you're doing everything you can to make it happen. YouTube, hopefully, I don't know, might speed things up, but I'm not banking on that. I'm just putting it in, and I know YouTube is helping a lot of people right now. So just get recording like me. Who knows? You might change your life too. You might actually get somewhere with it. And I'm starting out. This is like the second time I started. I did have something online before. It was called Bar Tribes. It was a calisthenic gym community where we posted up our gym meets, our calisthenic meetups throughout the south coast of England. I did that for a couple of years, and then the pandemic happened. I didn't have really anywhere to go, nowhere to meet up. We weren't allowed to meet up for a year or two, and it just killed us really. So it blew us out of the water, and we had to restart. Well, I had to restart and rethink, what do I want to do? So I got my CSCS card, I got a construction card, and that was the first thing I did for a little while. Was labouring and just office roles, just to keep myself afloat and have some money. Anyway, that's what happened, and we have to adapt. You can't rush reality. You can't rush life. So I adapted, and sometimes there are L's in life. Sometimes you can't stop them either. This guy gonna let me in? Yeah, thank you, man. So that's what had to happen, and it did happen, and I reacted, I think, okay. It was pretty smooth. So you can sometimes cry and wallow in pain, or you can just get on with it. I got on with it. I did cry a little bit, of course. It's my baby. But anyway, we're back on YouTube, and this is what YouTube is recommending. So I'm doing it, and I encourage you guys to do it too, because it's important to look back, and it's important to know how far you've come. And this has been quite a reflection for me too, so I'm enjoying it really. But yeah, before I get too close to the site, I can't really show it. So, but I promise you, I am in gear. See. I will catch you in the next video, guys. But I wanted to explain the reason for my choices and what I was talking about in the last video. So there you go. Now you know me, and now you know where I am in life. So I hope you are strapped in for the journey. Just come along with me, and maybe if you have any advice for me, just let me know. Tell me in the comments.